Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Only Best, and guys, you're welcome to Only Best Beauty Patente B. So guys, in this video we'll be talking about Signale di Pericolo. We are now in chapter 2. We are done with chapter 1, guys. Congratulations. If you followed up to the end of chapter 1, then congratulations. Then if you're just seeing this video for the first time, I would advise you go back to my chapter 1. Like I made a playlist for chapter 1. So it will be easier for you. Go to chapter 1, read about chapter 1, and continue with us on chapter 2. Okay, guys. Okay, without wasting much of our time, let's get started. Before we start, please share this video to your loved ones, your family and friends, okay? All right. Having said that, let's get started. So this is strada di formata, Signale di Pericolo. Remember, we are dealing with Signale di Pericolo. We are in chapter 2 of this particular lesson. Yeah, so this particular sign, I would advise you know them by their shape, you know them by their background color, okay? You also know them by their name, most importantly. So let's get started. Signale strada di formata. È un segnale di pericolo che preannuncia una strada deformata. Now this is telling you of a danger, a warning sign of a strada deformata. Now this particular one has about 4 names different from the other one I'm going to be mentioning after this one. But this one, remember the name. 1, strada deformata. 2, in cattivo stato. That's 2, number 2. This particular one is also known as strada in cattivo stato. Number 3, strada dissestata. And number 4, strada con pavimentazione irregolare. Okay, just as seen in this picture. Deformata, in cattivo stato, dissestata, con pavimentazione irregolare. Now, these are the 4 names you can know this particular strada. Now, when you see this particular shape with red, and inside is white, just as seen, know that it's telling you of a danger sign. This is a warning sign, Signale di Pericolo. And guys, you always see this sign 150 ahead of that danger, not immediately. It's a warning sign, warning you ahead, 150 meters ahead. Poi essere integrato con il pannello di estesa. Now, this particular sign can be integrated with a pannello integrativo, which is this particular pannello, indicating either the meter or the extension, the longness, or the particular limit you can run on that road. In this instance, it's telling us the distance. O distanza che indica tra quanti metri si trova il tratto. Now it's telling you the distance from this particular sign where you're seeing it to where you're going to find this particular road. This particular road with strada deformata. Strada in cattivo stato, in bad conditions. Okay, strada con pavimentazione irregolare with uneven road. The pavimentazione, which is the floor, is irregular. Okay, it is not straight. So you're going to see it with the pannello, just as seen in this photo, indicating either the meter, either the extension, or the limite di velocità. Con il segnale di limite massimo di velocità, just like I said, you're going to see it with the pannello integrativo. If it has any other thing that it wants to let you know, is not a must. It can be integrated with that pannello. Ok. Se a fondo giallo è usato in presenza di cantieri stradali. Now, if it is not seen with a yellow background, instead of the white we normally see it with, it is used where in the presence of a roadwork. You only see it in a yellow background in the presence of a roadwork, if they work for that road. In presenza dei segnali è necessario adeguare la velocità in relazione alle particolari condizioni dei fondi stradali, specie se si trena un rimorchio. Now, in the presence of this signal, it is advisable, it is necessary for you to moderate your speed in relation to the condition of the road, okay, especially when you're towing a trailer. Anche per evitare eccessive sollecitazioni e danni alla sospensione, and to avoid overheating and damage of your what? Your shock absorber, your suspensione. I actually made a picture of what makes up a suspensione. It should be below. Okay, let's keep reading now. I guess it should be in this video. You're going to see it below. Okay, so let's go. Prevedere eventuali spandamenti dei veicoli provenienti da senso opposto. Now you have to foresee, okay, the eventual sliding of vehicles coming from your opposite direction. You have to foresee it because of the condition of that road. It is not good, it's not straight. So you have to foresee any little sliding of vehicles coming from your opposite direction. Okay. Tenere saldamente il volante per controllare possibili spandamenti. Now, what is it telling you? Your steering wheel. Hold on to your steering wheel firmly, okay, to avoid or to control the possible sliding of your vehicle. Hold on to it firmly while you are on this particular strada deformata. Now, strada deformata, do not confuse it. Da non confondere con il segnale d'osso o cuneta. These ones have their own sign. What we are dealing with now is strada deformata. Do not confuse it with any of this sign. This one is actually cuneta. Okay, you're going to see dosso, which is this one. You're going to see the picture after this particular strada deformata. But have it in mind, this is cuneta, and we also have the one that is called dosso. Do not confuse the two with strada deformata. This is strada deformata. This is strada deformata. You see it. So you have to know them by their shape. According to me, okay, when I did mine, how I actually did it is I saw this as an M shape, M shape, okay? I was just, okay, this is M shape. So when I see it, because I know the name with the way I want to know the sign, okay? So my own, when I see it, that's okay, wow, this is M. And when I see M, what comes to my mind? Oh, I save M with strada deformata in cattivo stato, con pavimentazione irregolare or dissestata. Because this particular one, like I said, it has like 4 names, okay, unlike the other ones I'm going to mention. So when you get that 4 name, guys, you're good to go. When you can memorize the 4 names I gave to this one, you are good to go. Now just know that anytime you see the sign, you know the shape in which you use in storing it in your mind. When you see it, you know what you're doing. Guys, you are good to go. Know the name, know how to recognize the shape. Basta. Okay, do not confuse it with cuneta or dosso, which you're going to be seeing in this video. Non è vero preannuncia una serie di dossi. Now, strada deformata is not telling you series of dossi. Just because it looks like a dossi, you're going to see dossi. It looks like a dossi. It's not telling you that you're going to see this particular picture you're seeing is telling you of different kind of dossi you're going to see. This one is not telling you that you're going to see different kind of dossi. No. Dossi has its own. This one is strada deformata. Ho un tratto con visibilità ridotta. It's not telling you of a cuneta, which is this one. It's not telling you of a road with limited visibility. Non è vero che è obbligatorio circolare al centro della carreggiata o fare attenzione al restringimento della carreggiata. It is not true that you are obliged to drive on the center of the carriageway, or it is not true to pay attention to the narrowing of the carriageway. No, it's not telling you to pay attention that the road is narrow. No, what it's telling you is that this road, 150 meters ahead, simple. The sign is just simply saying something. Now, when you get to know what the sign is saying, you don't need to add any addition to your head. No, it's just telling you that 150 ahead, you're going to find this type of food. I gave it 4 names. Go back to the video if if you're not watched to this part, or maybe you skipped. Go back. You're going to get the 4 names I mentioned. Try to memorize it. It's just telling you of this particular road ahead of you, 150 meters. Okay, guys, it's as simple as that. Then we have the second one, which is telling you not to confuse it with this. You know, they look alike, but that one is like twice of this. So this is dosso, Signale di Pericolo, danger sign. È un segnale di pericolo che preannuncia di norma 150 metri. Now, signale di pericolo is this sign. Whenever you see it in this shape with white background, it is called signale di pericolo. Whatever is warning you ahead of, you're going to see it inside, just as seen in this picture. It is warning us of a hill, a dosso. Un dosso, una salita seguita da una discesa. Now it's telling you of a dosso ahead of you. What? Una salita going up and una discesa coming down. That means initially it went up and followed by what? A discesa, a coming down. Ossia un tratto di strada con variazioni di pendenza, pericoloso da limitata visibilità. Puoi segnalare anche dosi artificial. Now this road, you get variation of slope, okay? Dangerous one at that, where they limit your visibility, your seeing of the road, they limit your visibility. Puoi segnalare, and if you signal dosi artificially, what do you mean dosi artificially? This one. Artificial one, okay? Unlike the main one you see on the road, hills. This is artificial one made by them, by a man. Then yeah, this one, now we put them here, artificial. But it doesn't have its own sign. Rather, it still use the sign of dosi because him too na dosi, just that na artificial dosi. So, but it still has this sign as what? A signal, a warning sign, this particular sign, telling you they're going to meet a dosi, artificial or not. In presenza dei segnali, in the presence of this dosi, this sign, okay, è necessario moderare la velocità in relazione alla visibilità. It's necessary for you to moderate your speed in relation to your visibility, guys. È vietata invasione di marcia, la sosta e la fermata, sia sul tratto in salita e su quello in discesa. Now, it is forbidden for you for this part of this particular road to make U-turn. You cannot make U-turn. You cannot park. You cannot sosta. You cannot fermata. You cannot stop. Even if you're climbing up or you're coming down of that hill, you cannot do any of these three there. You cannot do U-turn, you cannot stop, and you cannot park. È vietato il sorpasso sul tratto in salita se la strada è a doppio senso di circolazione con due sole corsie. Now, when you find yourself for dosi, when you go up, listen. When you find yourself for dosi, meaning what? When you're coming up, the visibility is not there. You are forbidden to do overtaking. If that road where you drive on, now doppio sense, so two-way circulation with only two lanes, one lane for those who are going, the other lane used for those from the opposite direction who are coming. Now, when you see yourself in a road where you get only two lanes like that, and you approach dosi, approaching, what I mean approaching, the starting point, the climbing of dosi, you cannot do overtaking because you're not seeing those who are coming from the opposite direction to know if a car is actually coming for you to do overtaking. So when you're climbing the dosi, so long as that road has just two corsia used for going and coming, you can't do overtaking in that road because you're not seeing the next people coming from the other opposite direction. So how do you want to do this overtaking? So that is why I say you are forbidden to do overtaking when climbing the hill. If that road you want to climb is only two lanes, one used for going and those who are coming are using one, that means you can't do overtaking. Now, in the situation whereby you find yourself in doso, in what? Doso, in the hill when you're climbing, but that particular road has four lanes, two for you who are going and two for those who are coming. Meaning that you have free two lanes to yourself. So even if you are walking on the right, if you are driving on the right corsia, okay, and you want to use the left corsia for surpassing because you have the two to yourself. You want to use the left one for surpassing. So long as you have two corsia for ogni senso di marcia, that means two lanes for where they go, okay, you can actually do overtaking. Even when you want to climb, you can do overtaking because you're not expecting any vehicle from the other place. You are using the two to go. You're not expecting any vehicle. No vehicle can be coming from there because the two lanes are used for going. So when you find yourself in such a lane, two lanes, those for only those who are going, which is the one way, you can do overtaking, even when you're climbing the hill. But when you find yourself in that 2 lanes, one for those who are going and one for those who are coming, please, it is forbidden to do overtaking when you want to climb. But when you're going down the stairs, you can do it, even if it is 2 lanes for those who are going and those who are coming. Oh, I'm being understood. I don't know if I'm making sense. But when you find yourself in a 2 lane, guys, whereby vehicles are using the other one for coming and you on your lane, you're going with one. Please, when you want to climb a hill, do not do overtaking. But overtaking can be carried out when you're coming down off a hill. Let me just leave it like that so you understand better. Da non confondere con signale strada deformata or cuneta. Now, do not confuse those two. With this first one we did, strada deformata or cuneta, the one we're about to do. Do not confuse them. They all have their name, they all have their sign. Try to know them by their sign. Try to know them by their name. Try to know them with anything you can think of, okay? Like this particular one, you can use an M shape to know it. I'm trying to do it and tell you just the way I did mine, how I end up knowing them by their shape. But when I've already stored their name, you have to know them by their names, okay? Then try to look for a shape in which you can use and recognize them anytime you see it, that you won't forget. You might say, okay, this first one, strada deformata, I want to use M shape. This one, maybe a U shape. Then our dorso, you know heel now, normally a heel. So when you see it just like this, you know it's a heel, a dorso. Okay, I don't know if I'm making sense, but try to do it on your own way. I think that's the best way for you to master whatever you're doing. On your own, try to see what you can use in remembering them. Now, this is cuneta. We have done strada deformata, we have done dorso, and this is cuneta. È un segnale di pericolo che preannuncia. This is a segnale di pericolo, telling you 150 ahead, the norma a 150 metri. Una cuneta is telling you of a cuneta. Scusa, una discesa seguita da una salita. Now, una discesa is coming down, seguita da una salita, following by what? A going up. It's coming down, followed by what? A going up. It's like a pothole. This kind of road is called cuneta. O sia sul tratto di strada che potrebbe allagarsi in caso di forte piogge. Now, this kind of road can be what? Can be flooded in case of heavy rain because of the shape of the road. In presenza di segnale, in the presence of cuneta, the signal, è necessario moderare la velocità per mantenere il controllo dei veicoli ed evitare danni alla sospensione. Now, when you see this strada cuneta, it is necessary to moderate your speed to maintain the control of your vehicle and to avoid damage on your suspension. Okay, so when you hear suspension, try to see it as a shock observer. Okay, it's telling you of a shock observer, though all this makes up a suspension. Okay, all this makes up a suspension, but you'll be asked like what makes up a suspension and all that. No, okay, just try to know whatever you see suspension, what you should be thinking of. Shock observer, basta. Okay, so that you won't be stuck in what is suspension, what is suspend. No, try to see it as a shock observer. Okay, guys, so you move. Ok, tenere il volante con una presa più sicura. Hold on to your what? Steering wheel firmly. Hold on to it tightly. Hold on to it strongly. Okay, in this kind of road. In caso di pioggia è necessario prevedere la possibilità di accumulo di acqua, fango o diritti nella cuneta. Now, when you see this cuneta, you are driving and you see it. Now, this particular sign is not telling you that when you see me, so where you're seeing me, this particular road is like this. No. Rather, it's telling you that 150 ahead of where you're seeing me, I'm a warning sign. I'm warning you that 150 ahead, you're going to see this kind of road, a cuneta. Now, in this place, prevedere, foresee the possibility of you meeting water in this place or dirty, okay, or all those small leaves, okay, have the possibility, foresee it, okay, the possibility of you meeting all those things inside here because it's a pothole, just like a pothole, okay. So when you see here, know that when you're coming ahead and you see this particular sign, 150 ahead is warning you of this particular road. from that time coming, try to moderate your speed. Foresee the possibility of you seeing water here, seeing dirty, seeing all those small leaves here. Okay. Then when you see those things, have those things in your mind. First thing you do is to moderate your speed. Okay. Now, it says da non confondere con segnale strada di fermata o d'uso. Non è vero che è vietato il sorpasso. Now, it said don't confuse cuneta with strada di fermata, which is this one, and do not confuse cuneta with this one, which is the dorso. Don't confuse them. That's why you have to know them. Non è vero che è vietato il sorpasso. Now, in cuneta, it is not true that you cannot do sorpasso. In this cuneta, it is not true that you cannot do sorpasso. You know, in dorso, the one we did, I told you that in this dorso, you cannot do sorpasso if it is 2 lanes reserved for those who are coming and those who are going. When you see yourself in that kind of condition, you cannot do sorpasso when you're climbing the hill. Because, of course, the visibility is reduced. You can't see those who are coming from your opposite direction. So when you're climbing here, do not even think of doing overtaking when you're not seeing those who are coming from the other place, please. Okay. Okay, guys, we have come to the end of this particular lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please give my videos a like, okay? And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, please do where to subscribe and share my video, most importantly, so that everyone who needs this will come across it and it will be of help to every one of us. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.